welcome. My name is Marisa Bludorn. I am your host. You know, I love to jam. I have been loving my new commercial that was done for me by executive producer BJ Martin. So just a shout out to her. And thank you. So I love jamming to that. I enjoy that when coming in. So welcome. I'm excited. This is the Author's Corner. My name is Marisa Bludorn. For those of you who don't know me, I am the CEO and editor-in-chief of Own It Magazine, and we love our authors. I love our authors because I am a 12-time self-published author. And what I'm going to share with you today, I actually haven't done with my books because when I started writing my books several years ago, we really weren't focused on being bestsellers in that sense. We really just had a heart for the message that we wanted to get out to the world. And our primary focus was getting our message out there. It really wasn't about becoming a bestseller. It wasn't really about status or anything like that. We just wanted to make a difference. That's how we start out as self-publishing authors. But today, the Author's Corner, I want to share with you tips because your book can be your business. If you've chosen to go, we've gone through this pandemic and everybody's looking at job security and things like that. When you want to look at things in a different way, you want to go in a little deeper. You want to take advantage of it. So even if your book is already on the market, even if you've already published it, I'm telling you, you can go back to your friends and family, those readers, those individuals who've read your book, and you can ask them to do a review for you. What's critically important is how they write that review. And you want to be, as an author or a potential author, if you're considering doing this, you want to be able to advise them because your reviews are your commercials. Your reviews are your commercials. They're a little glimpse into what folks can expect about what is in your book. And so I want to give you these 7 tips. I'm going to be in and out. I'm going to give you these 7 tips for how to, and then I'm also going to, like I always do, drop the resource in the comments section so you have it and you're able to go and review it in detail yourself. And it'll also intrigue you to start doing some of your own research. If you're already an author, you want to make sure that you're doing the research that's necessary for you to take full advantage of the position that you've just put yourself in. An author, you think, when you're an author, depending on your subject matter and depending on what it is that you want to do, you can actually become a teacher of whatever you've written. You can go and be an advocate. And that means that you're going to be doing some public speaking. So you want to do research about public speaking, authors becoming public speakers, etc. So it's all about you. So here's the resource for today's topic. Type fast. There we go. You're all set with that. I want to make sure you have that because I go, and then I will forget. And so the first one is give what you want to advise folks that are giving you, and this is on Amazon or wherever your book is presented to the public. You want to make sure that you understand how people can write their reviews. So if you have written and you're on Amazon or you're on any other kind of publishing platform, you want to be able to know exactly how your people can write reviews and submit them, because it's when readers go and they trust me. I'm one of them. I will read a review. I'm reading a review. I'm also reading what other books I can get that are in alignment with that, especially when I'm on a roll. So the first one is give a brief outline of the plot, but do not give away the ending. And I don't think that they should give, they should give like a little bit, not a lot, just the little of the juices that get people flowing and want to really want to dig in. Mention the genre. Number 2, it is important for authors to identify, is this the author's only book? Is this the first book? Is it the only book? Why? Because you may want to get, if you like the author and what they did in this book, you may want to follow. You want to get also too, if you haven't done it already, make you an author's page on Kindle Publishing. Make you an author's page. Put your picture up there so people can follow you not only on your social media platforms, but also they can follow you as an author. And even on Amazon, you can add, just like my little commercial, you can add your own commercial as an author. You can have a commercial. You can hit up BJ Martin Miss BJ Martin, and you can have her do a commercial, but you can have commercials actually on your Amazon page, your author's page, so that people can actually get a glimpse at what you're doing, what's coming up next with you, how they can connect with you. So you want to have an author's page. So I get back to number 3. Is this the first time you've been an author? And if not, what else have you written, and how does one compare with the other? And so you want to make sure that they know a little bit about you, about the other books that you have. Make sure that on your Kindle publishing page, or wherever you are, posting your books and having your books advertised, you want to actually make sure that all your other books are presented in the same grouping so that they can see and they can buy your other books as well. Number 4 is discuss the characters. Have your people discuss some of the characters. They must be mentioned. Are they 3-dimensional? Are they believable characters? You want to make sure that it is, especially those who have done fiction, you're writing novels, you want the characters, you want them to talk about the characters and how they're exciting you, and a little bit of the plot, but like I said, don't give it away. You don't want to give everything away in the review, but you want your people to have a juicy review about your book. Discuss the characters. That was number 4. Number 5 is, do you think the book was well written? This is where cutting corners and not getting your book edited properly. I know that a lot of folks, they don't, they don't want to spend a lot of money. And here is where you want to spend the money. You want to make sure that you have that wow factor in your book. You want to make sure that it's written well, because it's representing you. Describe why you think it was, or have your people describe why you explain why you think the book was written well, or why it was not written well. Was it engaging, delightful, inspiring? So if you're looking to motivate, empower, you want to make sure you're coming, that the people that are reviewing the book are really coming up, and it's very, very inspiring and powerful, and that it touched their heart. Reviews should be emotional. It really should speak from the heart, because it should be. And then they say, for number 6, was it what you expected it to be, what your expectations met? Because some people write one way and they speak another way. I know a lot of people always ask me, are your books written the way that you speak? And because I type the way I type, my books, I type straight out. They were straight out of my heart. So I believe that I do write to the same way that I speak. Would you recommend it? So the last one is number 7. Would they recommend the book? Yes, and answer why, and no, and answer why not. And so you want to make sure that your people, when they're giving you a review, that they understand that you want them to speak the truth. You want them to give you good reviews. So you want to make sure that you're, reaching out to folks that enjoyed the book, and they really love your work, and they will speak to it. So I'll do a quick review, and I'll also see if I can. Let me see. Can I? Yep, I sure can. I can save this actual page as an image, and I can post it here as well. So number 1, you want to make sure that it's a brief outline of the plot, not including the ending or the high points. You want to get them jumping, but you don't want to give it away. Mention the genre. Also identify, is this the author's first book? And if not, what else have they written, and how do the books compare to one another? Discuss the characters. Are they believable? Are they exciting? Is it intriguing? And then number 5 is, do you think the book was well written? And then again, I'm going to go back here. You can, and this is the deal too. I'm not sure if you're self-published and you have a lot of control over the publication of your book. You can always go back in and clean it up. And that's the beautiful thing about publishing. You still go back in and clean it up and republish. So number 5 was, do you think the book is well written? Describe why you think it is or isn't. And do you think the book could be more engaging, or was it delightful, inspiring, empowering? Or instead, was it boring or contrived? Or do you feel like it was boring and contrived? You really want your people giving you the positive reviews, because that's what's going to increase the sales. Although some people may be intrigued besides to find out for themselves too, because something may be boring to you, may not be boring to someone else. And number 6 was it what you expected to be? Once people meet you, they have a set expectation, because they're like, yeah, I love this person. They were great. Their presentation was great. Or however you showed up, you did a speaking event or whatever. Or they just know you personally or professionally, and they were just having such an expectation. Was that expectation met? Then number 7 is, would you recommend it? If yes, then explain why. If no, then explain why not. Why is it important to have a very good, well written review? Because it gives the review substance. It gives the reviewer credibility too, and it really shows that the reviewer really read the book, and that's why it's important. It's important for you, to have reviews, because, like I said, they're your commercials, and they also validate you. They validate you. They tell other readers that you're one to be followed, that you have people who are following you, that are reading your work, and it makes it popular. And when things are popular, a lot more people want popular things. They want everything that everybody else has. And so you want to make sure that that's what you do. So that's why it's important for you to have reviews. Take the time to make sure that your reviewers understand what's very important about contributing their review, and make sure that your reviewers also know that it's important for their review to be well written. I really hope that this has been a help to you. I know that this is not something that's wow, pow, thank you, Matt, but it will do a lot for your book and how it stands out among the crowd. When people search you out, they'll see that your book has been set up right and tight. And that's what you want. You want, when they come to when they do the search, when you send them anywhere, and you want to do the same. So you may have your book on a publishing platform. And thank you, Tiffany, so much for chiming in. You may have your book on a publishing platform, but if you have your book on your website, reviews on your website is very important too. You want to make sure your reviews are on your website. And I always recommend that you have your books on your website. Have your books on your website so people purchase directly from you. You save a lot as an author, depending on where you are as an author and how much you're making as an author. You really want people to buy directly from you. Yeah, you do. You have to go to the post office and mail it out. Absolutely. But aren't you excited? Because when I go to the post office and mail out my books, they're always like, "You're an author?" I said, "Absolutely." My post office, when I was there, knew me. They knew me. They knew I would come in with a bunch of books, and we'd have a good conversation. And but you keep a lot more of your own income in-house when you sell it directly from your own website. You want testimonials. So you also want, if you've done anything, you've done any work with your book, you also want testimonials. You want people to shout about how great your work did, and how it transformed and touched their lives, how they enjoyed it. It inspired them, it motivated them. Whatever your intent with your book, your publication was, you want to make sure that someone out there is shouting your name, shouting it from the rooftop, that you succeeded in your vision, in making an impact. And so without further ado, I just want to say that those are your 7 tips for how to write a great book review. Yes, it does. It feels good when you're signing your own book. Tiffany, you are the bomb.com. Love you, sis. I'm just going to show you off a little bit. And thank you from sunny California. Love you, love you, love you. And like I said, when I started writing, and now that I'm coaching, it's like a lot for me to go back and try to do all that stuff. But when I have some downtime, I'm actually going to do just that. Have some reviews put up, have some testimonials put up, because I've focused so much on working, and now I coach. So for me, I'm now teaching folks, and so I just want to say to you, take the time. The reviews are critically important to your success. Even when you're going for bestseller. So you want to make sure that when you're campaigning on your bestseller campaigns and launches, that you're telling your people not only to buy the ebooks, but you're also telling them, please review our books. Put it out there that you've read it, so that we even move up further in rank. All of that formula, all of those analytics count towards how great you look when you're out there. So anyway, without further ado, I just want to say thank you so much. There we go, showing up for us, love. I love you too. And so without further ado, I just want to wish you the best day ever. And if you're on a writing project, have fun with it. Do not let yourself stress out. Woosah, woosah. Do not let yourself stress out. The purpose is to enjoy the journey. All right. So you guys take care. You be blessed. I'm out. See you tomorrow on the Power of Prayer.